Howdy, my name is Dakota, and today I will be talking about the versatile circular saw. I'll show my audience. I have one live audience member here. I live in College Station. Both my roommates and her roommates are gone, and I don't really know anybody here. There's not a lot of people in town this summer, so I really only have access to one live member. So sorry about that. But yeah, let's get started. So today we will be learning about the circular saw and the way that we can use it in life. That's a circular saw. As you can hear, it's very loud, and in my speech, I will basically be talking about how to use it safely, what you can do with it, and kind of what you can build with it as well. So first things first is safety. So we're going to stay safe all speech long. And the very first thing you should always wear is safety goggles. So you want to wear safety goggles because while you're cutting, you will have a lot of wood chunks flying everywhere. You don't want those to hit you in your eyes. Your eyes are very delicate and you don't want anything bad happening to them. Additionally, you don't want to wear loose clothing. So I'm not wearing any long sleeve shirts or very loose clothing. It's all pretty tight to my skin because while you're cutting, you do not want any of your clothes to get stuck in the blade and then bring you into that. That could lead to a lot of harm. And then especially you want to watch your fingers while you're cutting because this saw is very powerful and it is very sharp and it can cut your fingers straight off, so be very careful. All right, so first we're going to talk about the circular saw parts. So I'm going to bring this on a little closer here. And what you see here is on the top, this is the shoe. This is what you will place against the wood to basically allow you to have a straight cut. So I have a little piece of wood here just so we can stay visual. You put the shoe on the board so that you can have a flat cut. We have our blade cover right here, which basically keeps the blade from stabbing you or poking you or cutting you while you cut, and it'll slowly open while you cut with it to expose the blade for a longer cut. We also have the bevel adjustment, which is right here, which basically will allow you to angle the shoe so that you can cut at various angles. We also have the blade, of course, which is what cuts through the wood. And then we have the motor, which is inside, which spins the wheel. And those are the major parts you need to know. You also need to know that the trigger is really sensitive, so you want to pull it very slowly, and you only want to pull it when you're ready to cut. Now, let's go ahead and learn how to cut. So when you cut, you want to use a saw guide and a speed square and a ruler and some type of pencil or pen. So let me show you really what you want to do to prepare. So whatever length of a cut you want to get on your wood, you want to go ahead and measure out. Once you have that spot to measure, you want to get a speed square. And a speed square basically ensures that the mark that you have will be very straight. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your pencil, use your speed square to basically make a straight line. And you now have a line on your wood that you know where to cut. From there, you will place your wood on a firm surface. And here, we're indoors, so I will not be making an actual cut, but this is a cut of wood that I cut with the circular saw. So what you would do is you would take your circular saw, place it up against your wood on your very sturdy surface, and you will line the blade up. There's a little notch within there, right there, that square, that you can look through to see where your blade lines up with your pencil mark. What you want to do then is line it up, start the saw, and you would cut through the wood in a swift motion, and while holding this on the side, not in the middle, so we don't cut our fingers off, and we get a nice piece cut of wood. Additionally, some safety tips. The reason why you want to keep it very sturdy is because you don't want the wood to move and you don't want to mess up the angle or direction of your cut. You also want, if you can, to have someone else holding the wood so you can focus with two hands on cutting the wood sturdy, straight, and quickly. And then also make sure that the lines that you're cutting, you can use another piece of wood to have your saw against so you can have something sturdy to push through with. So in conclusion, now you know what a circular saw is. You know some safety tips so that you can stay safe and prevent injuries from happening. You also know how to cut a piece of wood, how to prep that piece of wood with the right tools, and finally, what we'll go over real quick is once you have a piece of wood like this, you can make multiple cuts and you can end up making a nice bookshelf, nightstand, or anything like that that you might need. Any sources that I have are listed right here. All the information about how to cut and the parts of it are from Home Depot's website. And or if you are interested, in which I ask all y'all to go out and get a circular saw, start cutting wood, and make your own projects. Carpentry is a lot of fun, and you can make so many things that will last you a lifetime. So there's a second link to the best circular saws that you can buy, and it'll kind of go through which ones are good for household items and more professional sides of work. Thank you. Audience, still here.